In all my years of doing this, I've never made an excuse for a loser. Listen, I'm the guy who picks the games. I'm the guy who bets the games. I'm the guy who releases the games. The buck stops here. But today I'm going to make an exception. Because listen, I read something today which really makes a lot of sense. Our president, whether you love him or whether you loathe him, you have to admit the guy is an entertaining personality. So I was reading something in relation to the midterm elections from a week ago, and specifically about Florida, where the president said that he blames some of the Republican losses on the fact that there may have been fake voters who donned disguises to cast ballots. And the exact quote was, when people get in line, they have absolutely no right to vote, and then they go around in circles. Sometimes they get in their car, put on a different hat, put on a different shirt, come in and vote again. And I thought about this. Well, I had a 15-dime best bet on Villanova last night, and I am convinced that someone in Radnor, Pennsylvania, right there on the main line in Villanova on Lancaster Avenue, they kidnapped the Villanova team. They stole the uniforms, and somebody else was playing for Villanova last night. The real Villanova basketball team was nowhere to be found. Jay Wright was coaching a team in disguise last night, and that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I lost that 15-dime best bet last night. Because if you can believe in conspiracy theories, I am willing to go along with that one as well last night. Yes, that's why I lost. Hey, listen, it was worth a try. I mean, listen, it was good enough. Next, we're going to talk about Roswell, New Mexico, the third shooter in Dallas on the grassy knoll, and whatever other conspiracy theories you want to talk about. I am open for business here tonight. Villanova, I'm telling you, a win is a win, a loss is a loss, but the good thing is you can only lose a game once. And last night, I believe there was the opening tip, there was the first bucket by Michigan, and after that, the game was over. Now, I'm a big fan of mercy killings when it comes to losing games. Euthanasia is a very important thing. There is absolutely no reason to prolong your agony. Lose the game, get it over with. There's no need to watch it. Villanova was down by like 147 points, 2 minutes in that game last night. Game, set, match. That money was like flying right out the window. Gone. Over. Never to be seen again. Maybe the worst basketball play I've had, I don't know, 3-4 years. It was last night on Villanova. Yeah. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because it's the same loss, whether I lost by a single point or by 147 points. Ugly, ugly. Which hurts more, though? Let me ask you this. Which hurts more? When you get backdoored and you lose a game in an absolute heartbreaking fashion in the final seconds, or when you lose by 147 points and you know the game's over in the opening minute? Yeah. That backdoor cover hurts a lot more, doesn't it? That's what I mean. Mercy-killing games do not hurt nearly as much like losses like last night's on Villanova. So when people say, oh my God, that was a horrible play, that a bad bet. Really? Did it hurt nearly as much? I don't know. The same loss, but you can only lose it once, right? So we move forward. Tonight, let me tell you, there are a number of football games in college. Big NFL game with Seattle and Green Bay. I don't think any of those plays are the way to go. I'm not a glutton for punishment, but I think the best bet is actually in the NBA on the Spurs and the LA Clippers. So that's the direction I'm going. I've got free plays coming up here. I'm going to break down the Packers and the Seahawks. I'm going to break down the college football game between North Texas and Florida Atlantic. Quick, give me the nickname of both of those teams. Tell me where North Texas plays its games. We'll talk about that in just a moment. The big play tonight from the featured handicapper would be Tommy Brunson, a guy who I got rid of last year because he hit the skids. I brought him back during the summer because he had a great NFL run last year. He's doing it again. 20th ever 150-dime NFL play of his career going tonight. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code 150dimer. 150DIMER. Green Bay at Seattle matches his 19th ever 150-dimer on the Chargers over Oakland on Sunday. 2 Sundays ago had another 150-dimer on Kansas City over Cleveland. It's twice as big as last night's 75-dime college basketball winner on Nebraska smoking Seton Hall. 3 times stronger than Tuesday's 50-dimer in college hoops. Georgetown outright at Illinois. All your other discounts and promo codes are over on the home page. Let's talk about the Seattle-Green Bay game. Listen, we know that Green Bay's 0-4 on the road, right? Lost to Washington, lost to Detroit, lost to the Rams, lost to the Patriots. We know that Seattle has lost each of its last 2 home games. A place where CenturyLink Field, that going into those games, who had the best home record in its past 50 home games? New England. Who was number 2? Seattle. Yet they lost to the Rams, lost to the Chargers. You have a Seattle team, though, that really has played some competitive ball. I mean, gave the Rams all they can handle in the game at Los Angeles this past week. The problem with Seattle is its defense. This is a bad defensive team. A Seattle team, though, that offensively has really been cranking it thanks to a ground game. How many years have we been saying that Seattle has been unable to run the ball? Well, that's not the case this year. This is a Seattle team that has really been doing a great job since week number 3. The Seahawks have been averaging 32 carries a game on the ground, averaging 176 yards a game since week number 3 on the ground. Rashad Penny, the rookie, had a big game against the Rams this past Sunday, 12 carries, 108 yards. Chris Carson, who's been in and out of the lineup recently, is good to go tonight. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. This is a team that is tied number 1 in the league, averaging 152.2 yards a game. But the Packers also have been doing well on the ground and with the ground game, with Aaron Jones having the big game against Miami this past week. They are tied with the Denver Broncos, averaging 5.2 yards per carry for best in the league. Of course, you got Russell Wilson, who's playing well, although his offensive line has certainly not afforded him a lot of protection. He's been sacked 29 times, 8 times in the past 2 games by the Chargers and the Rams. Ultimately tonight, I like the number here with Seattle at home. It's 3. I'm going to buy down that half point if this number is anywhere between 3 and 4.5, as I always do. I just am not convinced that Green Bay is going to be able to put enough points on the board. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I lean toward the over as well, but I think the best bet of the 2 is still Seattle minus the points at home in this particular spot as the Packers' road woes continue here this evening. Keep in mind, in regular season play, the home team has won and covered 6 straight in this series. North Texas. Where's the University of North Texas located? In Denton, Texas. North Texas last year played Florida Atlantic twice. Regular season and in the Conference USA title game, got blown out in both games. This North Texas team, I thought they were a really good team to start the season. Then they played Louisiana Tech at home. They were in a revenge game, and they lost that game by 2 points. That is their only home loss in 5 games this season. This team, I just don't know what to make of this team, though, because last week they were at Old Dominion. They were laying 14.5 points. They jumped out to a 28-0 lead in the second quarter. Old Dominion makes it a 28-14 game at halftime. Old Dominion comes back and wins that game 34-31. Go figure. I mean, what the hell happened to them? This North Texas team moves the ball through the air with quarterback Mason Fine, who averages 311 yards per game through the air, 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Florida Atlantic, of course, is going to punish you on the ground because they've got the 1-2 running attack, ground game led by, what is his name? Devin Singletary. A little over 1,100 yards this year, 5.4 yards per carry, 20 touchdowns, number 6 running back in the nation in terms of productivity. But they also have another running back, Kareth White, who's on pace to run over 1,000 yards this season, averaging 765 yards on the season, 7.2 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns as well. Florida Atlantic has run for 754 yards in winning its last 2 games, 439 of them coming in an upset road win at Florida International. But you got a North Texas team that is actually number 12 in the nation in run defense, and I was really surprised that they have done that well stopping the run when I looked up their stats coming into this game. They're only giving up 103.5 yards a game, giving up an average of 3.14 yards per carry. I think the difference perhaps in this game could come down to the quarterback play of Florida Atlantic. They go with a redshirt freshman, Chris Robeson, who actually hails from Mesquite, Texas, which is about 50 miles southeast of Denton, Texas. If you look at his home road splits, at home, he's a 72.4% passer with 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, averaging about 250 yards a game. On the road, he only completes about 55% of his passes for an average of about 150 yards a game, 2 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And because he's been so inefficient, he's been coming in and out of games lately, being platooned a lot with a redshirt junior, DeAndre Johnson. He started every game, Roberson has, but again, he's been platooned a lot. The Florida Atlantic defense has played better of late. At first 7 games, they've given up 37 points a game. The last 3 games, they've only given up about 17 points a game. In this revenge spot, North Texas is a 4.5-point favorite. Obviously, you blow a 28-0 lead on the road. I don't care that Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech earlier this season. How do you blow a 28-0 lead on the road in the second quarter and lose the game 34-31? Still, I do like North Texas and double revenge here. I would lay the 4.5 points. I'm obviously buying down the half point. This line jumped from 3.5 to 4.5 earlier in the day. I still like North Texas buying down. Of the 2 plays, though, definitely I like the Seattle Seahawks more of the 2 football complimentary plays. That'll do it. I wish you well, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.